of Restoration and Protection of natural stone. And I'm here today with my team of Digalpa. It's AKEMİ technology in Turkey. And we are partners since a few years. And it's really a pleasure to talk to you today. First of all, if something is unclear, here, Mr. Özcan, you can talk to him in Turkish language also, and he will translate it to me. So if something is unclear, please just ask questions. And now we will start. This is my company in Germany. It's AKEMİ. It's a very old company. We producing adhesives, cleaners, and protection products for natural stone and also for ceramics. We were founded in 1933, and we relocated after the Great War to Nuremberg. This is where I'm coming from. And we export to more than 90 countries in the world. And we also have production in other countries. Also here in Istanbul at Digalpa, we're producing their productions for the local markets. But at our headquarters in Nuremberg, there is all the research is done. And we are very proud of this because we put all our money, around about 10% of our earned money, to research and development for new products. And the market is so violently that we need new products every year, and we are proud to produce them today to you. We have also very strict quality controls in Germany. We are certified by TÜV in Germany. We have very much modern machines to produce our stuff. And we always be sure about it that the quality is good. We will preserve some of our goods. And first, we only sell it to our customers when we are sure that the laboratory tests are okay. So we have a 100% control, and we are proud of this. First of all, I can talk to you a lot, but maybe some pictures will speak more to you than some words of me. We supporting construction sites and restoration sites all over the world. And I show you something like the museum in Belgium. We glued constructionally the whole facade with our construction adhesives. Also, the Reichstag in Germany is a good example for that, and some temples all around the world. Also, we do the constructional bonding and protective impregnators on the Abu Dhabi Grand Mosque. You can see the constructional bonding of this great building is done with epoxy resin, which is UV stabilized, and this will only turn yellow after many years. So it will also preserve the beauty of this building. Now we talk about what I will show you today. We have the first chapter is about cleaning monuments and also natural stone in general. And after that, we talk about restoration of old objects and also constructional bonding when something fall apart because it's very old, or if you build some new monuments or something like that. And the third and last chapter will be the protection, that the beauty of those monuments will last very long and also for the next generations. Let's start with cleaning. You can see organic discolorations or efflorescent stains and rust stains are also a very hard problem for monuments standing in outside. And we have there some solutions for you. But first of all, I want to tell you what is really important for cleaning agents, because chemicals can only work at a temperature, the cleaning agent will not work very good below 15 degrees Celsius. So above would be not that problem. It would be 25 degrees would be the perfect, in this range, this would be the perfect degree. But if it's hotter, it's also possible, but you have to always be careful that the cleaning agent is not drying to the surface. This can damage to the materials, and so you have to clean smaller parts, and you have to divide the monument or something like that into parts, and then you have to clean it. It's also very important to select the right cleaner. Not every cleaner is useful for every material. We also give you today a stain guide. It's written in a Turkish language, and this can be very helpful to select the right cleaner for the right solution. What is really necessary by every cleaning and also by protecting, please do always a sample area, because if something happens to the monument or something like that, you can never change it again. When it's harmed, it's harmed. So please use the cleaner, use a sample area on a hidden place where you can't see it, and there you test it. You can also test the dilution of the chemical product, so that you have the right conditions for your cleaner. It's also very important that you use the right tools for application. Sometimes you're only allowed to use a soft brush or something like that. It's really important that we will not harm the stone or the monument. And now we come to the properties of our cleaners, or of every cleaner, every chemical in the world. There are different properties. We have the acidic ones, which would be very harmful to limestones and marble or something like that. But it's very useful for hard stones like granite or ceramic or something like that. Then there are neutral pH level cleaners, which can be used on hardly every material in the world, even wood or something like that. So this would be not harmful at all. And the alkaline one, that's the common cleaners to remove layers or something like that. And this is also suitable for the most materials, also for marble, limestones, and this stuff. And then there are also special cleaners like solvent-based cleaners or alcoholic cleaners. We decided to categorize our cleaners in basic cleaners and special cleaners. And we will start with the basic cleaning at first. We have there a basic stone cleaner. It's an alkaline product. It's suitable for all natural and artificial stones. And this is also very good for acid-sensitive stones, like Carrara marble or something like that. We put some ingredients in it that you can, with this cleaner, you can even remove cemetery residues, which are always hard to remove from a limestone because it's made out of the same material. And also removing dirt and something like that, it is a very useful cleaner, and it's not harming the stone at all. I can show you some kind of video where we, it's not an old building, but it's our company site. So yeah, we had no other chance to make a new video in the short time. So you can see here a scrub mop. It's a mop, but it's like a brush. And it's very useful for big areas and big places because brushing would be too hard and would take too long. This is also for small areas. You can see here my colleague cleaning. So we also do some work in Germany, not only research. The stone cleaner itself is also very good for facades, and you see here that this is also a sample area at a non-visible side of the building, and to get sure to take the right dilution of the cleaner and not to harm the facade. If there is heavy soiling, you sometimes don't have to use the, and even when you use the stone cleaner pure without any dilution, then we have a strongly alkaline cleaner for it. It's also suitable for every stone. And it also can remove wax layers, oil and grease films. But when you have grease stains, we have also special cleaners, but this will be not our thematic today. By the way, it will not be very useful for cleaning monuments, but our cleaners are always food safe, so it will be not harmful to the environment and not harmful to us when we clean our kitchen, for example. So because it's a basic cleaner, we also developed it for kitchen cleaning. And now we come to acidic cleaner. This is also a basic cleaner, but we have to be careful. This is only for acid-resistant materials. Always when we use acidic cleaners, please be sure that before you start cleaning, to wet the surface, because acidic cleaners are only allowed to affect the upper layers of the stone. Acidic is not good when it soaks deep into the stone, because then it can damage over the time our monument or our material. So always wet the surface, that it only affects the upper layers of the stone. But acidic is very good to remove salt, excuse me, lime residues or some efflorescences on the surface, which can only be hard with a alkaline cleaner. It's very hard to get this stuff gone. So there it's useful to use an acid cleaner. And here you can see this example from a public place. The salt efflorescences from rain and washed out stone is all over the place, and you can remove it easily with an acidic cleaner. And this was the basic cleaning. I know it's not that interesting, but now we come to special cleaning. It will be a bit more interesting for you. We start with the algae and moss remover power. It's also an alkaline cleaner, so it can be used on every natural stone. It's a ready-to-use product, and it removes. Hello, kitty. It removes natural layers and organic discolorations of the stones, and we use it a lot at memorial sites in Germany and also all over the world. Here you can see a gravestone area from the First World War. It was completely discolored through organic pollution and something like that. It's 100 years ago that they were built there. And you can see that after you take such an alkaline cleaner, such an algae and moss remover, you can restore the natural beauty of these old stones. We also have a very old marble column. You will see that column also at the restoration chapter. And you can clean such such a marble column in round about 30 minutes. And I will show you a video how we have done this at our factory site. So this is not real time. We're working fast in Germany, but not that fast. Yeah, and after the cleaning was done, I think you can see the result. It's very good, and what is really important without harming the stone at all. So we washed all the cleaner away after cleaning, and we also washed away the dirt, and now it's a very nice monument again. We also have done that. You see at the references, the Buddha temple. This were a statue of a Buddhistic temple. It's very old. I think more than 200 years, and you can restore the the nice color of the stone again. Also, terracotta is a good example. Yeah. And now I show you another algae and moss remover. It's suitable for also a long-term effect. After cleaning with the algae and moss remover power, you can do some impregnation against organic pollution, which lasts over 1 year. But also sometimes it's not possible to clean old stone with a brush or something like that, because it would harm the stone. This is a cleaning agent which will effect from itself. So you just have to spray it on, and the rain will wash away the dirt. It took some time. It will not disappear at once, but after 3 to 4 or 5 weeks, it depends how often it rains, the organic discoloration will remove from itself. So here you can see. We sprayed it on. The stone must be dry because it have to soak in, and the organic compounds will be destructed and washed away from the rain. And it's not only clean, it will protect against a new infestation for up to 1 year. But I think it's a really, really good result for doing nothing than spraying on. So I like this product a lot. So we don't have to do so much cleaning. And now, which are also very hard stains for natural stones, is rust. Rust can come from the inside, and rust can be on the surface. And we have 2 different kind of cleaners here. We have a rust remover. It's an acidic cleaner, so it's not suitable for marble and limestones, but it removes rust and rust inclusions from the inside, and also has a long-term effect because it changes the structure of the stone inside. It changes the iron particles to other chemical compounds, and so the stone will never rust again because there is no iron in it after you used it. But it's only suitable for acid-resistant stones. But we also have a rust remover marble. We call it marble, but we can use it on various materials, even on stainless steel. When the rain brings some iron on stainless steel, can also get rusty. And here we have also the possibility to remove spots. With the rust remover, the acidic one, we are always we had to always remove all the rust, and the whole area has to be treated because you change the stone from its structure. And yeah, the rust remover marble is a complexing agent. So when it gets in contact with iron particles, rust particles, then it turns purple. And this purple color will also soak into the stone, but it will disappear after 24 hours because it's not UV resistant. The sunlight will burn it away. We start with the rust remover marble because I think it's the common way to remove surface rust on various materials. And I can show you here a gravesite in Germany. This is surface rust. It comes from the metal materials which around the gravesite. And after the application, yeah, the rust will be gone. And you see this is a granite, so the name is rust remover marble, but we also can use it on granite. Or here it's what was it? A fountain. It was a fountain where the water was there were rust particles and iron particles inside the water, and through the flowing of the water, the Carrara marble was rusty at the places where the water came in. And you can see after cleaning, the rust is gone. And I also have a video here. It's also again at our at our factory building, and this was an ashtray standing here, and we removed it on the granite. So you can also see then when it gets in contact, you see the purple color, which will disappear lately after 24 hours. What I forgot to tell you, because of this purple color, it is not allowed to settle the product more than 10 minutes, because then it would suck too deep and it will take longer time to remove that the purple color removes from itself. So it would be perfect just you settle it for 10 minutes, and if the rust is not gone at the first time, you can do it again and again and again. This would be no problem, but when you settle then more than 10 minutes, mostly the people are very scared that the color will never disappear again, but it will, but it take longer time. So 10 minutes would be perfect for this stuff. And now you can see the rust remover. I already told you that it's transforming the metal deposits inside the stone. But please keep in mind, only suitable for acid-resistant stones. We've done that here in a Buddha temple, also a very old one. But the moisture from behind let the stone rust from the inside. So here, the rust remover marble, you can clean the surface, but the rust will always comes back. So, but this is a granite, so we were lucky and we could use the rust remover. And we made a sample area first. Keep in mind, always do a sample area. And after we've done that, we could clean the whole surface of this Buddha temple, and it will never rust again. So even after 20 years, because there is no iron anymore inside the stone. Yeah, this was the first chapter of cleaning. Yeah, let's move on, because I think this restoration and construction bonding will be also more interesting for you. And I have a lot of very nice pictures what we've done over the last years. And first of all, it's not It is very difficult to use the right adhesive for the right application because there are so many adhesives all around the world, not only from my company or from DeGalpa, but it's always the same producer. When you're gluing outside, it's necessary that you use weather-resistant adhesives. So a Mustang is not weather-resistant. So please don't use it outside. Also, it's very important that when you repair very light materials like the sandstone, you have to take UV stable adhesives, but because they colored it, this old sandstone and the adhesive very good. You hardly can see the repairing, but after a few years, it's turning into a yellow color, and this is not a good restoration anymore. So for light materials, please use UV stable adhesives. Also, when you bond something together, like metals, which getting bigger in the summer times, to a natural stone, which will not affect heat conditions, then you have to use flexible adhesives. What is also very important to do such stuff here on the right side, like art, and then it's would be necessary that you have more than 2 or 3 minutes working time, because to move the parts to the right way, it took some time. So this is also very important by choosing the adhesive. And what is also important is the right consistency for your application. You cannot glue holes with a liquid adhesive at the wall. So, but I think this is, you have to choose it for yourself. And these are the different kinds of adhesive AKEMİ produces. We have epoxy acrylates. This is some kind of better Mustang. Does it call Mustang? Mustang. It's a new form of Mustang. It's for inside gluing, and we have the possibility there because the glue is very light and dense, so we can color it very easily, and it has a very, very strong adhesion, but you can use it only inside. And we have also some sets there for around about 50 colors that you don't have to color it yourself. So you can match your color which you need, and you have always the same tone of the color. And then the more interesting glues are like the polyurethane. We call it Everclear. This is because it's completely UV stable. It's a very new product. We were the first inventors of those products, which are completely UV stable products. They will never get yellow at all, like epoxy resin. Even epoxy resins, which are UV stabilized, will turn yellow after a few years. But the polyurethane adhesives will never get any yellow. They will always will be in their color, which you have chosen. And the epoxy resins, they are very good for constructional bonding. And something like the MS polymer adhesive is for elastic bonding or for flexibility stuff. But first of all, I want to show you how a good repairing with a two-component adhesive should be done, that you cannot see the repairing afterwards. You will, at a non-homogeneous stone, you will always see when there's just putting some adhesive in it, also if it has the same color. So you have to imitate the structure of the stone. And this is very easy to do with stone itself, so it imitates this structure. You can put some stone granulate into the construction adhesive, or also some stone powder. That depends on the stone which you want to repair. And then you color the adhesive, mix it all together, and then the repairing is done in a proper way. So this should be always done when you do repairing on monuments, because you want not to see the adhesive, you want to see nothing. It should be the same structure, and it should be done in the way like it was already like it was built yesterday. So here you can see it. I think it's a proper way to do that. And here you can see a old light limestone stairway. There was some chipped edges. They fall off because of some mistakes. And what is very important here, you have to roughen the surface, because you don't know how long this damage was done, when the damage was done. So there could be some cleaning agent inside of this chipped edge, or some other layers, some wax layers or something like that. So when you rough it with a drilling device first, then you can get sure that this repairing will last very long. And here you can see this platinum. It's an epoxy acrylate with those more than 50 colors. And you can see on the right side that it's very bright and light adhesive, which can be colored easily, and you don't have this awful yellow color of the polyester adhesive. You have a very, very short curing time. It depends how much hardener you put in, but you can work with it 5 or 15 minutes. 5 minutes when you put 3% hardener in it, and by 1% hardener, it's 15 minutes. And what is also important for adhesives, it's always at laboratory temperature. So when you do at 30 degrees Celsius, you're repairing, then it would only take the half of the time for working with it. So in countries like Australia, we also sell there our glues. They always put the adhesive in the fridge, that they have they have the real working time at because the fridge has 10 degrees. So when they put it out and they mix it, so then it gets to 20 degrees, and then they have the real time for working. Because at 50 degrees, you hardly have any time for gluing. So this would be a problem. And this is also a food safe adhesive, but we don't glue kitchens today. And here, I already told you that this is the drilling device. You have to roughen the surface. And then we mix the different kind of coloring pastes with the adhesive, and then we put the hardener in it. And you can see we try to do the structure with the different types of colors. And after it was cured and grinded off, it's really hard to see the spot where it was harmed. So the difference, I think it's better than before. So, and this was for inside spot repairing, but most of the monuments are outside. So we have a very interesting project about 5 years ago, or 3 years, I think. It was before the coronavirus. We restored marble gravestones from Omaha Beach Memorial Site in Normandy, France. You see the real nice gravestones made from Lhasa marble. they were all they were broken and chipped corners, some edges. It was not good looking anymore. So they sent us one of those gravestones. First of all, I should tell you. At first, they want to change the whole gravestones, but laser marble is not available in this quality anymore. So now we took place and say we can repair the stuff with a non-yellowing glue, so that the light and bright gravestones will also light and bright after a few years. They sent us one of those gravestones, and we tried in our factory. And we take the very new product, which called Everclear 510. It's a gel-like adhesive, also two-component. And this is very special because you also have no bleeding. When you have a crystallized stone, often the adhesive will bleed into the stone, and it looks like greasy or oily stain. But this will not happen with this one. You have a short working time, but for auto adhesive, a regular curing time from about 8 hours. And here you can see this is a very, very light material, which can also be colored very easily. And you will see on the next pictures, we put there some white into it, mix it all together, and then we can repair the damaged area with this. And because the spots are so small, we don't need there any stone granulate or something like that. This is mostly important when the damage is bigger. But how you can see hardly nothing. And this will stay for really, really, really long time. We are testing it right now, and we have it in a UV chamber in our factory, and it's we are round about now by 4,000 hours of constantly UV radiation, and the adhesives still have no yellowing or something like that. So this is also because why we named it Everclear, for Everclear. So yeah. And you can see now the column again. We already cleaned it in the first chapter. And now this is my boss. He repairs the column. And you can see how easily it will work. The adhesive was colored before with some polyester coloring paste. Then mixing is always important. And which is also important, please, for doing so important repairing, please use a wedge to put the hardener in it, that it's not too much or not too less. And I think the most nice project we ever had was with our new Everclear. This is like the same, hardly the same product like the other Everclear adhesive, but this is pre-colored in 13 different colors, and it's a very, very fast adhesive. And I show you why we have to use a very fast adhesive, because at Abu Dhabi, the Sheikh Zayed Mosque, this was a restoration of the complete courtyard floor, because the first time when the building was first constructed, they used a very cheap epoxy resin. And you can see here, after the years of the sun radiation and all the tourists and something like that, the whole mosaic joints are dirty, are yellowishing. Sometimes some mosaics burst out, and it looks kind of horrible for this wonderful building. So they ask us if we have there some solution for that problem, and the problem was also that they can only work at night for this restoration, because during the daytime there were tourists, and also the sun radiation and the heat will be that hot that you cannot do a construction you cannot use construction adhesives because of the temperature I already told you. So this is a plan how they done the restoration. They divided in 12 different zones, and each zone was prepared in the night. They grinded the whole surface, or the one zone after the other. They milling the joints, then they filled it, and then after that they grinding the excess material. And this was, I think, a horrible work. This is the regular grinding machine, but this is the horrible work. The workers drilled out every single joint at night, and it took over 2 years. Here you can see the workers working at night with those drilling devices, and here it's probably not regularly. This is a cartridge system, but for this huge application, we brought them in 10-kilo buckets, and a lot of 10-kilo buckets, pre-colored from Germany. And then in the nighttime, after the grinding and the drilling, they filled in the joints with big spatulas. And after the curing was done, so the curing had to be very fast, around about 2 or 3 hours later, they can already grind and polish the surface. And now, since 22, the Sheikh Zayed Mosque is beautiful again. Also the flooring. And it's a very beautiful building. I hope I can visit it sometimes, because this was done from my colleague. But here you can see all those joints are now very beautiful, and you can see the mosaic again in a very, very good condition. So we were very, yeah. So we were very proud of that they used our products for that restoration. And also, this is a very old constructional bonding with the AKEMİ marble filler. Today we would use another product for this, but the Abu Simbel temple was relocated during the construction of the Assuam Dam, and this whole building and the whole temple was divided in parts and was then glued together at another location, that it will not be flooded from the water. And today we would use not the marble filler, because we know now that it's not weather resistant, but in these days the marble filler was the only adhesive we could deliver, because all the other products were not invented in this time. But I can show you now how it would be glued together in today's time. We have the Archipox series of the 2000 series. It's the strongest adhesive we have in our factory, or what we produce. And the 2030 and 2040 and 2020 are only diverse in the consistency and a bit in the working time. But this is the strongest construction adhesive we ever created. And we know that it's a very good construction adhesive because in Vietnam we built a pagoda out of natural stone, and there was not a single metallic doveling. It only was glued with Akepox. This temple was built in India first, and was then flight to Vietnam, and was then settled on top of a mountain. So here it's a very. I also want to visit that, but now I'm here. I hope that I can join with my colleagues and make a tour through Istanbul today, but we will see. But this is also a very massive building, and it is only hold together through the glue. So it's yeah, some kind of impressive, also for me. Okay, I think this was enough from structural bonding. I just want to show you some examples. Do you have any questions so far?
Evet, sorularınız varsa alabiliriz. Türkçe'ye sorabilirsiniz. Şimdiye kadar olan sunumla ilgili sorularınız varsa alabiliriz.
They're ever clear? Yeah. We are only using AKEMİ products because we have the chance to only use AKEMİ products. But you can also color the adhesive with some pigments, with regular pigments when we don't have the color, because pigments will not disturb the adhesive at all, because you can also put stone granulate in, so you can also put some pigments in it. And this combination of all will give a very good solution for this. Yeah, a pre-colored version, so that you don't have to check. We have also a color chart fan. It's like a RAL. Do you know RAL in Turkey? Yeah, it's the same, but it's from AKEMİ, so you can choose the right color. And we decided to make 50 colors because in 90% we have the right color then. But for special applications, you can also use, of course, some pigments you have, or which were used years ago for the same building. So this would be no problem. Yeah. Yeah. Cemetery residues on an acid-resistant stones. I would prefer the acid cleaner, and on not acid-resistant stones, inside the basic stone cleaner, there are some ingredients to help the cleaning agent also remove cemetery residues from marble and limestone. But it will you have to brush a lot, but it works. Yeah, but I think maybe the Galpa can give you a sample of those cleaners, and then you can try
Yes, of course.
on your own. So, and if you ever have questions for cleaning something, my team, my partners here in Turkey, they can answer to you, and if they don't know, then they call me, and I will also help you. I'm glad to help.
Her zaman sorularınız için arayabilirsiniz. Her zaman. Yaklaşık 1000'i aşkın ürünümüz var. Burada da gördüğünüz değişik eserlerde çok spesifik ürünler var gerçekten. Bunlarla ilgili sorunlarınız olursa evinizde veya farklı yerlerde arayabilirsiniz her zaman. Aynı zamanda Ar-Ge firması olduğumuz için de her zaman yardımcı oluruz. She is asking that these materials works with the natural stones.
Yeah.
If it can be a moisture. It's normal, or
when the stones are moistured?
Yes.
For the adhesives?
For the adhesives, yes.
Yeah, okay.
It can be worked
when you use such products like polyurethane, the stone must be completely dry. I think I forgot to say that. For epoxy resins, it's no problem when they have some moisture in it. But polyurethane, you also know maybe from construction site, when they go together with water or moisture, then they were foaming like a construction foam. It's some kind of the same chemical. So here, please, it's better to build it down, and when it's possible, and get it to your working construction site, inside laboratory or something like that. Dry it slowly, and then you can repair it. But when it's outside and it's always a bit moistured, then you have to use some epoxy resins. But it would be better to build it down, relocate it, and then repairing it inside.
Çalışabildiğini söylüyor kendisi de. Hem iç mekanda hem dış mekanda rahatlıkla ikisini söylüyor, belirtiyor.
But you have better weather conditions than we are in Germany, so mostly the stones will be dry in summertime, also outside. But this will not happen in Germany. Too much rain.
Dış yüzeyde bazı bölgelerde, sıcak bölgelerde dış yüzey kuru kalabiliyor ama Almanya gibi genelde yoğun yağış alan bölgelerde daha nemli oluyor genelde.
Yeah. So, okay, pagoda. So we also have another type of spot repairing system. It is a UV hardening system, and it also very nice to work with it, because you have so much time to make some structures with it, and it will only get hard when UV radiation comes to it. So when you work with it outside, it would be better to prepare an umbrella or something like that, because also the natural UV radiation will hardening those types of glue. But this is also for every natural or artificial stone, ceramics, hardly every material you can repair with this system. Here, this is an antique table. It was damaged by some, I don't know how it was damaged, but it was damaged, and then we came with our system, and we tried to restore the beauty of this table. I'm sorry that we don't have a big photo of the whole table. My colleague forget that, but maybe it's enough to see the damaged area. And also we are using that in Germany for tombstones when some new letters came on, or you have to remove some letters from the tombstone, and these letters were always drilled inside, drilled onto the tombstones, and to remove those holes, you can easily repair it with this system, because there is no grinding with. You don't need to have electric grinding devices or something like that, because it's also you should not work that loud on a graveyard. So this is a perfect device for this, to remove such holes or such damages. This is also, it's only an example because I just took some ceramic at my company and I tried to repair such a chipped edge from a ceramic, just for showing what you can do with those structured stones. So I also made here a stamp from the upper layers of the stone that we can also feel that the repairing was done correctly. When you move over this this type of stone, you will not feel anything. A blind guy would not even feel that there is a repairing because of this structure stamp. And after hardening with those fillers and putting the different colors in it, you hardly see anything. You have a lot of time. I think I needed more than 1 hour to to put those. Yeah, I don't know how to say those white lines into it, and but you have the time with this system because it's only hardening under UV light, and in my office there was no UV light, not really. So, and I think this is also now enough for the second chapter, and we go now to the protection. Protection is also very important because the pollution of this time is very hard and very harmful to the stones, and we can protect the stones from this dirt, which is in our air and in the water, which comes from the rains, from the rain. And there are also some other types of restoration you can do with such impregnators, but I show you some pictures. First of all, why to protect natural stone? I already said that now. But also here it's very important that you use for the right problem the right solution. The question comes out of the audience that for adhesive, when the stones are moistured, for moistured stones, you are not allowed to use solvent-based impregnators. Break? Okay. My colleague says we should do a short break. So how long should we do a break?
Ara yapalım mı? İster misiniz? How many times left for lesson?
I think half an hour.
Yarım saatimiz aşağı yukarı kaldı. İsterseniz bir ara yapalım, bir 5 dakika. Dinlenelim, ondan sonra devam edelim. Nasıl? Tamam. Bir 10 dakika o zaman bir ara yapalım, ondan sonra devam edelim. Okay. 10 minutes.
Is it enough?
Yes.
10 minutes?
10 minutes? Yes.
Is it okay for you? Okay, then we see us in 10 minutes again. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yarım saat daha var. Yarım saat daha var. Ondan sonra yarım saat daha devam ederiz. He's saying that that's right. Is there one or two people that's going out, and so he saw it and said that break time.
Okay.
Evet, tamam mıyız? Herkes geldi sanırım. Şimdi 3. bölümde koruyucu ürünlerden devam edeceğiz. Bunlarla ilgili zaten en son soru cevap yaparız. Öncelikle bir izleyelim. Ürün yöneticimiz Andreas Schiller'i anlatımıyla baş başa bölümdeyiz. You can start.
Thank you. So let's move on to the protection chapter. I already told you why we have to protect natural stone to preserving its beauty. And I also will telling you right about now how to select the right impregnator, because you can harm your monument or your stone a lot with the wrong impregnator. So here you have to choose wisely. When you have moisture stones, you are not allowed to use solvent-based products. Solvent-based products will fight against with the water, so and the water always wins. So this would be not the proper way to protect your natural stone. So when you have moisture stones, please only use water-based products. And but when you have completely dry stones, then you should always use solvent-based products, because there is a higher concentration of the active ingredients, and also the penetration is really a lot better than with water, because you know water, it cannot penetrate a stone, also a dense stone, very good. So here is solvent-based better, is always the better way when the stone is completely dry. And we have different kind of impregnators in our production range, and it depends on how you want to protect your natural stone. We have for facades or something like that, it's enough when it's water repellent, because with the water comes dirt from the air, which washes to the facade, and we can stop that with a water repellent impregnator. When you have large public squares or places like a theater, you see this theater. It was built in Norway, and there is also it's usually that you also have food stains or grease and oil stains. So here is it useful to have water and oil repellent products. And we also have color intensifying products. When facades are old and they washed out of the rain by marble and limestones, the color will disappear. And we can restore the original color of the polished surface without polishing the surface again. So it is not that you don't need so much working time on it to polish a facade newly, but you can restore the nice and beautiful color of the stone again. And we first start with a rapid impregnator. It's a new type of product also for us. It's solvent based. It's water and dirt. It is a water and dirt repellent, and it is a very fast way to protect a facade or something like that. And it's also important. It's a very inexpensive basic protection for monuments. This is an example. It's a building in Nuremberg where our company is, and this facade was impregnated with the rapid impregnator. And I can show you a video how fast and how good this protection of this impregnator is. It's a very nice video. This was done after 30 minutes after the application was done. Here you can see my chef. We do also webinars in Germany for education our customers how to use our products. And here you can see the application. And this is round about 30 minutes after we've done the impregnation. And you can see these nice shiny pearls. The water cannot penetrate the stone anymore. And also the dirt will not. And it's also useful because sometimes you don't want this color enhancement of the stone when it gets wet. So that it's always looking nice and with its nice and bright colors, even if it rains. So this is, yeah, I like it a lot. And we have now another product. This is also a solvent-based product because I left the water-based solvents out, water-based impregnators out for today, just to show you some examples. We always have water-based impregnators also in our product range with the same properties, but I show you now only the best out of our house. This is a stain repellent nano effect. There are no nanoparticles inside, but the effect is like with nanoparticles. So it's not that harmful for the environment. It's just a regular impregnator. But this is a highly water and dirt, grease and oil repellent impregnator. It has a very long-lasting effect also on marble and limestones. But the effect will last even longer on hard stones like granite. So due to the weather conditions, limestone will disappear after a few years. The upper layers of the stone will disappear due to rain, and when the upper layers will disappear, also the protection will be gone. So then you have to re-impregnate. But on a granite, where the upper layers will not go away, you have a very, very long-lasting effect. And this is also very good when you don't want color enhancement, when you will protect the natural stone without any discoloration, or the stone will not get darker with this impregnator. But we already learned always do a sample area that you can get sure that there is no discoloration of the stone. And here you can see also how an impregnator works. And this is imperial white. It's a very soaky material. All water, grease, and oil will really suck deep into the stone when it's not impregnated. And here also my boss again will show you how this protective effect will work on an imperial white. You see first, this is just colored water. The second one is coffee. And he will also apply some oil. And you can see the effect right about after half an hour, how deep the stains will suck into the stones, into the stone. Yeah, I think now he removes the liquids from the surface. Yeah. And you can see there's nothing soaked into the stone where it was impregnated. And he will turn the stone around now, because this material is so soaky without impregnation that it, even after a few minutes, the complete liquid will go through the whole stone. And when this is a regular stain former, it's hard to clean that, because the stain is so deep inside the stone. It will be always a big problem, and so it's always the better way to impregnate those stones. And here you can see an application example. This is an opera in Norway, and this was quartzite after the construction, and they first cleaned the whole area with a stone cleaner of AKEMİ, and after it's dried out completely, they use a microfiber mop to impregnate a part of the area. So because in this time the weather conditions were not so good, they decided that they don't treat the whole area. So they divide it in a few parts and do the first part on this day, the second part on the other day. And it's also useful for such public places that you divide it around the joints, that you cannot see some differences when the weather was a few temperatures warmer on the other day, that you cannot see, for example, when you work with color intensification, that you cannot see the color, the differences of the color, because sometimes it soaks a bit more into the stone, and then the color is a bit darker. So when the border of the stone, when you take the border of the stone, then you cannot see the differences of those colors. And this also takes me to the next impregnator. This is Darkener Super. It's also a protection against water and dirt, but the main reason to use this product is to restore the nice and dark color of stones. I can show you an example. This is a public square, I think also in Norway or some country like that. And they wish they can use a polished surface to the place, but this would be very slippery when it gets wet, so they were not allowed to. So they grinded off the whole material, and but then the place looks not really good. So they decided to restore the polished color of the stone with our Darkener Super, and yeah, it's a different kind of hue to the stone. So after this impregnation, you have a very dark stone and not that light and boring stone you see at the first pictures. And I already told you it's good for restoring the colors. Here it was a washed out facade. I think it's a travertine, not a travertine.
It's a Emperor.
Yeah.
Emperor.
Emperor. Yeah, and this was washed out by the rain, and the color is not beautiful anymore. So we made a sample area, how it can look when you treat the whole facade. And I think the difference is enormous. Also, this is a Nero Maquina facade in Spain, and due to the acidic rain in Spain, the completely facade was washed off. And after we restored it with our Darkener Super, it looks beautiful again. So this is no monument, but it's also a nice example how to restore those colors. Yeah, this is enough of impregnation, because we have a lot of products, but it's always the same way. We have 3 types of impregnators, and if you have any questions now, please ask them.
Koruyucu ürünlerle ilgili sorunuz varsa alabiliriz.
No? Wonderful. Now we go to moisture protection. So most of the monuments we want to restore are already built up. So this would be only possible if you build new monuments, or if you tear them down and protect them before relocating the monument. So it's also only possible for smaller monuments, I think. But it is very important to see, because some of those stains which comes from moisture, the water and the steam comes from backside of the stone, and it will always take some salts and stuff with it. And this, in mostly situations, the stone is so damaged that we cannot clean it anymore. So it will really, it's a really big problem. And I can show you something. This is a gravestone area in Germany. And the only thing you can see near the joints, this is the original stone. The other side of the stones is the stain. So it's completely stained, and it's hard to clean that again, because there comes lime residues from the side, and they damage the stone from inside, and you cannot clean this anymore. So also here another tombstone, and it sucks so deep. It comes even in the upper parts of a statue. The moisture will rise. And here you can see also a very interesting picture, because this is in the desert of Abu Dhabi, or of an Arabic country, and this is whole stain. The whole area is a huge stain. Only the light and bright colors are not stained. And you cannot clean this because the salt and efflorescence destroyed the complete stone. So they have to break it up and build it new. We have no chance to clean this anymore. And the reasons are defects in the substructure or something like that, but water always goes into the stone if it's not protected from the backside. And also, I already told you of rust stains. A Carrara marble is the worst case at all. When it rusts from the inside, we cannot use the rust remover marble, because it's only for surface rust. But on a Carrara marble, we also cannot use an acidic product. So this stone is damaged, and you can never restore it again. So if you use such sensitive stones, it's really hard when you don't protect it from the backside, because the moisture comes inside, it will rust the whole stain, and you will never can restore it, even with grinding, because it comes from the inside. And here you can see the stones, the right stone is treated with our coating, is an epoxy coating, and it lays in salt water. And the untreated stone is completely dark, but they are laying the same time in the water. So we don't, yeah, I show you a video, it's better. But it's possible that the stone can dry from itself, even when it's laying in the water, and the untreated one will always be wet. It's no chance that the stone will ever be dried out, even in summer times. And over the time, the salt and efflorescence come, and you will not you just can clean the surface, but it always will come back. So this is the perfect barrier for every natural stone, and you can easily work with it. And in some other countries, we also were very successful with this product. You can easily roll it on, and when you lay it in some regular tile glue or something like that, you just have to sand it for better adhesion. You can see it here in the picture. But this is a very nice project in India, I think it was. It's a public square with a nice fountain. You can see the pictures, but on the with the children, and the whole area was protected with the anti-stain coating, and it doesn't get stained from the water above, and it doesn't get stained from the water downside. And yeah, this should be the common way how in the future monuments have to be built, that they also very, very nice for the next generations. And I hope I don't bore you too much with my presentation, but we are finished now, and I'm glad that I was here, and it was a nice meeting with you, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much.
Evet.
I would like to thank you for your presentation.
Thank you.
For our department and for the name of our university. Thank you so much for the detailed presentation.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Evet.
So, have a nice day, everybody.
Evet, şu anda sunumumuz bitti. Andreas Schiller'e teşekkür ediyoruz.
Thank you.